Hello YouTube, today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Kingdom Airazor, and this is a really cool figure. This is the Maximal Fembot from the Beast Wars era, and she transforms into this really nice Falcon. Here's a nice image of her actually in action. On this side we have the same Kingdom artwork we've had before. On the back we have some prototype images of the robot and Hawk modes, or Falcon mode. They did change a lot of colors from this to the actual figure. The feet and all these other yellowish parts are actually orange rather than like this goldish color. They're actually orange on the figure. These are painted gold, and all in all, they did change quite a bit. She no longer has a Maximal logo here, but rather it's on one of her arms. So taking a look at the figure itself, here is Airazor. And I'm starting in robot mode on this because I feel like on some of these Beast Wars figures, the Beast mode is way cooler than the robot mode in some aspects. Coming around here to the back, you can see she has a very clean little backpack going on. She just has her wings folded up back there. And you can extend her wings if you want. You can extend them all the way out if you want to. Which makes her a pretty cool look there too. But they just kind of fold up and fold in. So there's a series of hinges. So this first hinge, and then this is a double hinge, and you want to use that to get this tab into this slot. Then fold this hinge, and then that's where you can fold that swivel down. Anyway, articulation wise, she has a ball joint at the neck, and she can look up a fairly decent way, down a fairly decent way, and a little bit of head tilt to the side. Her face is painted very beautifully. This really nice metallic purple, kind of surrounded by the metallic orange and the metallic gold beak visor she has over her forehead. Her eyes are painted black with green dots, which looks really cool too. Just the detail of the feathers on the head is awesome as well. Even the back of her head's detailed pretty well. You got some more feather detailing in there. As well as a bit of tech detailing. Her shoulders are on swivels at the base. You can go all the way around if you pull it out to the side. Once again, you have a shoulder out. This tends to go with it. The shoulder pads can move however you need them to. She has a rotation at the bicep on this gold piece here. And then a little over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. She does have these two accessories. I think she like launched them at her enemies. They're almost like spear missile things. And those can either go on her forearms or in her hands or on the sides of her legs or even on the back of her legs if you really wanted to. She does have 5mm ports back here. Now, she doesn't have 5mm ports under her feet, which is a bit different from some of the other figures in this line. Most of them do have 5mm ports under their feet, but she doesn't. And I don't think... Yeah, Optimus Primal didn't either. Most of the other figures in the line do. She has a waist swivel. If you kind of pull the head up of the bird and then pull the tail of the bird out a little bit, she can get a bit of an like a crunch up, but it's really faking it. It's not really there. This does move up so you can get some of that leg articulation. However, you don't need it for the leg articulation. It does push the leg out a little bit. Her leg can't go very far back because bird tail gets in the way. You can pull it out to get a little more range, but it's kind of undoing the transformation a little bit. She has a swivel above the knee, a nice tight knee bend. She does have this piece here that's more for transformation, this little hinge here. But if you need to use it, you can for like a pose. And then ball joint at the ankle. Also, her wrists can move forward if that, does anything for you for posing. And then once again, several hinges in the wings, so you can use those hinges however you wish. Detailing, she basically has very, very nice feathering detailing all over the figure, especially on all the bird parts. This orange plastic looks really cool. I do like this shade of orange that they use, or this hue of orange that they use. It's metallic orange, this metallic yellowish gold as well is really nice. The paint match here isn't perfect, it's not spot on, but here in the crotch it doesn't really look too different, but you can definitely tell the difference between the gold on the weapon versus the gold on the arm here. Very nice. She does have some painted gray on her legs here and on her upper arms. It doesn't really appear anywhere else on her. Perhaps here at the tip of the wings, I guess, but that's about it. Here's a size comparison. Here she is with Optimus Primal, who I've yet to review. Looks very nice in comparison to how they would scale in the show. She has her maximal emblem here on her forearm. You can see it there on her forearm instead of on her chest, which I think is a better place for it. Anyway, getting down to transformation, I like to remove these here because they're going to just get in the way. Whether you have them on her legs or on her arms, they do seem to get in the way. To start off, you can rotate her waist. You can rotate her waist without those on the legs, without pulling the tail away from the body. So that's another reason why I kind of keep those off during transformation. They are molded in the same gray plastic, grayish brown plastic that was used for the rest of the figure. Next, you just kind of want to rotate the arms like so, and then fold the hands in. Rotate the lower leg and rotate the foot. Come back here to the back, pull out the wing tips, and just completely unfold the wings. This panel will come down, and that unlocks the whole upper torso assembly, so you can bring it up on these two double hinges all the way up to this position. At this point now you can bring the arms in, and they will actually kind of sit in these little cavities here, and there's a tab here. It doesn't hold in very well, but it's really the thought that counts there. And then bring her head back on this joint here while bringing the bird head up, and her head will go into the body here, like so. And then you can bring this panel back down. It will plug into the lower slots on the wings, and then the slot behind the head. And then that should be what it looks like now from that angle. And then you kind of just want to bring the legs up and bend the knees all the way. Bring them out to the sides, so you can bring them up all the way at the hip. And then these parallelogram shape, like these, the trapezoid, these trapezoid shaped holes will actually line up with these two pieces here on the sides of that assembly and plug right in. Then it's all a matter of just kind of posing things how you want to pose them. So I like to just kind of have her knees out like this so that her bird legs are kind of longer. And then you can also fold the wings up if you wanted. Anyway, there's her bird mode. It looks really nice. The wingspan is very wide. The tail seems kind of small compared to that, but anyway. You can take these now and plug them into her thighs right here. And that kind of just hides the fact that those are robot legs a little bit. And also kind of adds some armament to the bird, but it's pretty cool. So articulation wise, you still get this joint here at the knee, which can come up a good ways like so. And I just dropped her, of course. Anyway, you can bring that up like a good ways so that you can kind of get her into like a diving pose. If you use the stand, you can kind of get her like coming down like to catch rat trap or whatever. And then they can also go back like this, so a more natural flying pose. The wings, multiple hinges, so they can come all the way down around like this, and then they can go all the way back like so. So you can kind of really pose these however you want for like a flight pose. The head's on a hinge swivel, so it has a swivel at the base and then a hinge here. It's really nice. It's a good way of doing it. It does kind of break up the sculpt back here, but it's not too big of a deal to me. And then the beak can open, albeit it's so tiny. Pretty cool. So that's Airazor in her bird mode. This has been my review of the Transformers Kingdom Airazor. A very good figure. I do recommend her, especially if you are a Beast Wars fan. She is a great redux of the original character. You don't get a whole lot of this character in toy form. You basically just have the original one in this for this design, and then you have the Transmetal one, a few repaints of that, and that's about your lot. I mean, there's not a whole heck of a lot of Airazor figures, so it's really great to get one based on her original Beast Wars appearance. So this has been my review of Airazor. Thank you for watching, and until next time, till all are one.